Alrighty, so we're going for our first overnight run hike. I've got my 12 kilo pack, all of my gear, and we're running Goldfield Trail, 20 kilometres through to Goldsboro. I don't need to take about 3 hours because it's going to be pretty slow. So it is about 1 o'clock now. Hopefully get there by about 4:30. We'll see how we go. And set up camp for the night, camp out, test all of the gear, and then run back in the morning. So it'll be about 40 kilometres over 2 days. Should be great fun. The key is not to get my fucking shoes wet. We are 30 minutes in, a bit over nearly 3K. This extra weight and also the heat slowing me down. My heart rate just spikes as soon as I start jogging. Just up that small hill, heart rate's at 141. So this is good training. And it's 33, 34 degrees today. It is hot. I'm very interested to work out how the hell I'm going to shrink this pack down to 8 kilos for Marathon des Sables. Look, it's comfortable. It's just really hard to run. So if I can cut that weight by a third down to 8 kilos, I'm going to be flying. I think the simplest solution is to get a smaller pack. This is a 30-litre pack, and I got it because I didn't want to have to stuff around with how I squeeze everything in. I think that's the wrong mentality. I think if I do that, I'm gonna end up in the desert and just binning stuff because I just don't want to carry it anymore. And it's just a waste. So I prefer to be more resourceful. I'm gonna shrink down to a 20-litre pack. Just be really particular around what I take. I'm just focusing on the bare essential calories that I need, bare essential equipment. Obviously, a lot of my pack weight here is the fact that I've got a tent and all of the other stuff that I'm not going to need in the desert. So that's certainly going to lighten things up a bit, but it's hot. I think this is going to take me 4 hours today. So I think if we get in there at about 5, we're making decent time. Let's see how we go. Keep chipping away. All right, we are 5k in and it's 1 hour pretty much exactly. So I'm going at 5 kilometres an hour, which is slow, but my heart rate's 153. The elevation is what gets you. The inclination, particularly with this pack, it is just eats away at you. So there's about 500 metres of vert from Babinda to Goldsborough, and it's just undulating up and down, and it just destroys you. Whew. Let's keep chipping away. How to get across without getting wet is the question. It's beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful place to swim. But we don't have time to swim. There was just a wild pig on the trail. That was no good. That fucking scared the shit out of me. I just saw a cassowary before. I scared the life out of him and he fucking legged it through the bush. The last thing I want to do is get charged by a boar. It is so beautiful out here. Alright, I've got another water crossing that I have no fucking idea how I'm going to cross. Jesus. Alright, there we go. I have no idea which way to go. Beautiful here though. Well, let's cross. fucking hate it. You'd think it'd be this way. But I have absolutely no idea. Wow, this place is beautiful. Look at this. It is impossible not to get your feet wet though. So, I don't really have a choice. I'm gonna try not to get my feet wet because I've still got a long way to go. It's a little bit of a detour. But better than wet feet. We are 10k in, 2 hours 21 minutes. Much slower than I was thinking, but it was steep and this pack is tough and my shins just aren't quite ready to run with this weight yet. So I don't want to cause any more damage. I want to use this as a conditioning exercise as opposed to setting myself back. So I think we're gonna power hike the rest of it, and we'll do some little jogs here and there, but I suspect I'm probably gonna get in there at about 5:30. The first half is the hardest part apparently. As you can probably see, the trails widen out significantly from that creek through to Goldsboro. I'll definitely get my feet wet here. Look at this. Oh. Not much I can do about this. Look at that. Oh, so nice and cool. All right, we are 15k. I am 3 hours 17 minutes in, and that's cooling down now, so we can pick up a bit of speed. But the shins are still tight. Just annoying, but we're doing all right. Hanging in there. Running to the finish. We are 4 hours in. I'm fucking knackered. We are nearly here. Whew. I think I've got to do this all again tomorrow. Here we are. Whew. Boom. Goldfield Trail. So I don't know where the campsite is, but this place is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Wow. Whew. Okay, we're here. So it is currently 5:23. I'm gonna go for a swim, clean up, and then set up all of my stuff, get some water, have some dinner, and get ready for bed. We're gonna be up early. I think I'm gonna try and get up at 5. Try and get this done so we can get back. We are all set up, tents up. I've cleaned everything up, done my admin, and we are going to cook some dinner. So, what do we got for dinner? Let's have a look. I have two options, I believe. Let's see what we've got. So, option number one is curried beef with rice. And option two is creamy carbonara. I think I am going to do the carbonara. Let's give that a shot. So today was actually a whole lot harder than I was expecting it to be. That 3-hour idea was fucking mental. There was absolutely no way I was doing it in 3 hours. The shins were caning. Feels okay now. Still a little bit sore, but yeah, that was tough with the amount of weight that I was carrying. Plan will be, we'll have some dinner, we'll get an early night, and try and get up early, 5 a.m. I've got my little satellite device to tell Anna when to come and pick me up. So hopefully, if we leave here by 6, we should be done by 10. Fingers crossed. But it was great exercise. I need to do this more often and find a way to add more Ks, because I had shade all day. It was hot, still had shade all day. And I'm not going to have shade in Marathon to Sub. There's no shade all day. Scorching heat, 40 to 50 degrees. My pack will definitely be lighter, but yeah, it's going to be hard. All right, so that's boiled. Let's take the lid off. Let's try not to burn myself. Okay, and then we stir it with my very long spork. And put that in there, seal it, and leave that for 10 minutes apparently. Let's move that so it doesn't fucking burn. This is my little fire. How good's that? So we're gonna get ready for bed. I got one blister, so I gotta clean that up. Now that my feet have dried out. I usually don't get blisters, but I think because of the water crossings, potentially also the weight. Alright, I've got my water here. Shut this. Alright, so I've got my pillow. Let's inflate that. You can see bugs through the thing. Lucky I closed it. Beautiful. Got my sleeping bag, which it's actually quite warm tonight, so I don't know if I'm going to need it. I'll get it out, even if I just put it over myself. I am going to put my running shirt on for tomorrow. Alright, I've got my spare torch there. I'm going to put that back in the bag, that back in the bag. did bring some cold weather stuff, but I don't need it. Alright, so I'm going to put that up there, and I'm also going to get myself a snack. White chocolate macadamia nut. Beautiful. It's very squished. I took this to UTA. I think I even took it to Cozzy. It's so good. Nice. Alright. So it is 7 o'clock. I'm gonna message Anna. Let her know I'm probably just gonna watch a movie and go to bed. Let's set the alarm for 5, and we're gonna get back at it tomorrow. Alright, it is 5:45. Oh, that was uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. Oh, it's just so hard. Oh gosh. I think I'm gonna need to find another sleeping solution, because this thing is rock hard. It's not nice. I'm a side sleeper, so it just wasn't comfortable at all. I managed to put a jumper underneath my hip to try and give me some level of comfort. It helped a little bit, but I'm sore. Alright, let's get up. Let's make some breakfast. Get out of here. So breakfast, porridge with blueberries, 600 calories, so it smells good. Let's see how this goes. Tastes good. Nice. So I've got this little Garmin thing called an InReach Mini 2, which is a little satellite GPS device. And the really cool thing about it is you can send text messages when you've got no reception. So it allows me to keep Anna up to date. She's going to be picking me up from Babinda. We were originally aiming for 10 because I was hoping to wake up at 5. Wishful thinking. So we're going to aim for 11. So I'm going to send this message through and finish our breakfast. And we'll go get some water and we'll hit the road. It is 7 AM. We are ready to hit the road. I want to try and make better time than I did yesterday. We're going to hike a little bit to warm up, and then we're going to go a little bit harder today. See how we end up. Alright, we are off. Feeling pretty good considering how fucking uncomfortable that mattress was. Legs are feeling decent, and I'm feeling reasonably rested. So that's a good thing. The campsite was super noisy. It's a long weekend, so people carrying on. I should have got a spot in the bush away from everything, but that's okay. So we got 20k to get back. Aim is to do it in under 4 hours. I'm going to aim to jog as much of the flats as I possibly can, and should make good time. Get some good training into the legs, and then this week is going to be the deload week. Rest, recover, and they're getting ready to ramp things up again in prep for the Bibbulman. All right, we are 5k in, 45 minutes, definitely faster than yesterday. Shins are not good. I definitely haven't let them heal, and they're definitely not strong enough yet. It's fucking frustrating. I just don't know what else to do. Like, I've rested it for long periods of time. I've done strength training. I've been really conservative with increasing my kilometres. Obviously, running with a 20 kilo or 12 kilo pack is not necessarily taking it easy, but I didn't think it would be this bad. So I'm hoping that I can bounce back quickly. I need to get this weight of this pack down. The minimum pack size I can have at Marathon des Sables is, I think, 5 kilos, and that's bare bones. That's people who do that don't even take a mattress, which that's not going to be an option. So I'm going to try for 7 kilos if I can. I just got to work out what I cut. This is part of what makes it the hardest race in the world. Is this the pack, the heat, the conditions, and the distance. We've got a lot of work to do over the next 6 or 7 months. It's not going to be easy. Little piglet. What are you doing, little piglet? Where are you running? Little bastard. That's so funny. I saw this fluffy little white thing yesterday coming into the campsite on the side of the trail. And I'm like, is that a bunny rabbit? Is that a kitten? And it just disappeared. And I was looking for it, and I'm like, maybe I'm hallucinating. And I'm like, I haven't been moving for that long to be hallucinating. Maybe it was just boredom. I must have seen something. And then that just confirms it. Little piglet, little bastard. I don't know what it's doing on its own, but there's definitely a lot of wild pigs out here. Don't want to run into a big boar. That is the last thing I want. Alright, decided to take the shoes off this time. Avoid the blisters. Alright, so 11 kilometres to Goldfield. Let's get it. We are 78 minutes in. So I decided to do the rest of the trail in sandals. I got these new sandals, they're called Zeros, and they're trail running sandals. Really lightweight. I got them for MDS because they weigh about 100 grams. And they're just good to wear around camp. But seeing as my feet are wet and there are quite a few water crossings on the way back, I figure I may as well leave them on. I might regret it. I've got to be careful not to kick any stones. This has been fun. Painful, but fun. It's one of those things, right? The satisfaction comes from knowing that you've had to work for it. And it's also a contrast to the mental experience. And I think that's the thing I enjoy about it the most. Like, in ultra running, in trips like this, there's always kind of like dark periods where you get down in the dumps about it and you're like, fuck this, why do I do this? I'm fucking miserable, I'm in pain, this sucks, I'm never doing this again. And then you kind of get through the other side of it, you cool off, crossing some water, the sun comes out, something happens, And that's basically the catalyst for the contrast, right? And if you didn't have that really dark period, the contrast wouldn't be as great, right? Like, I've always been a big believer that as human beings, we are very attuned to change, right? We're very sensitive to change. We can spot things very quickly when things change, when things are out of place, when there is contrast. So I think one of the most important things in life is creating contrast. Create contrast between your life and your business. Create contrast between like pain and comfort. Create contrast between success and failure. And that's where the richest experiences come from, because you then have the ability to say, look, I was in this really tough position and I had the opportunity to quit, or I had the opportunity to take a different path or turn back or whatever it might be, and I didn't. And then this is what I was able to achieve. And look, even in saying that, there's value to be found in failure as well, for as long as it doesn't become a habit that rears its ugly head more often than not. As I've said in my past videos, there's been definitely like a more significant anchor of that little voice in my head telling me to pull the pin since I pulled out of UTA. Just, it's been so much harder to battle that little voice. And you just got to be mindful that once you start creating a pattern, you start creating a habit, it can sometimes be very hard to undo. What you doing there, piggies? Get out of there, little bastards. Oh, this is so much easier. They're actually really nice to run in. Which is surprising. Make sure not to kick my toe. All right, we're back to the last big water crossing. Got about 4K to go. Making good time. Oh, it feels so good to just cross these without having to fuck around. Oh, it's the best. If I didn't have the constant fear of kicking my toe and losing my toenail, I'd probably run in these all the time. They are so good. They're so comfortable. They just feel so natural to run in. And interestingly, I feel better with all of this weight than running in my shoes. It must be because of the weight, your toes can spread out and distribute the weight, but I feel so much better. So I need to try and find some trail shoes that are like this. All right, home stretch. All right, we're all done.